I woke up to a miracle today. Triggers fade as I find my way. No judgment to lead astray. In this peaceful state I'll stay.
Welcome back. We're exploring another lesson from A Course in Miracles today, lesson 197.
Yes.
It's a great opportunity for a deeper understanding, I think.
And as always, we love hearing from you. If something resonates or if you have a question, email us at ACIM@theworldharmonyproject.org.
You can also find us on TikTok and YouTube. Just search for @The World Harmony Project.
Lesson 197 from the Course. It's a pretty radical teaching, actually. We're going to explore why chasing external thanks can kind of poison our own gifts.
And how finding gratitude within ourselves is where the real freedom lies.
Right. But first, as always, the lesson itself. We'll read it verbatim and then jump into our discussion.
Here's the second step we take to free your mind from the belief in outside force pitted against your own. You make attempts at kindness and forgiveness.
Yet you turn them to attack again, unless you find external gratitude and lavish thanks. Your gifts must be received with honor, lest they be withdrawn.
And so you think God's gifts are loans at best? At worst, deceptions which would cheat you of defenses to ensure that when he strikes, he will not fail to kill?
How easily are God and guilt confused by those who know not what their thoughts can do. Deny your strength, and weakness must become salvation to you.
See yourself as bound, and bars become your home. Nor will you leave the prison house or claim your strength until guilt and salvation are not seen as one, and freedom and salvation are perceived as joined, with strength beside them, to be sought and claimed and found and fully recognized.
The world must thank you when you offer it release from your illusions. Yet your thanks belong to you as well, for its release can only mirror yours.
Your gratitude is all your gifts require, that they be a lasting offering of a thankful heart, released from hell forever. Is it this you would undo by taking back your gifts because they were not honored?
It is you who honor them and give them fitting thanks, for it is you who have received the gifts.
It does not matter if another thinks your gifts unworthy. In his mind, there is a part that joins with yours in thanking you. It does not matter if your gifts seem lost and ineffectual.
They are received where they are given. In your gratitude are they accepted universally and thankfully acknowledged by the heart of God himself. And would you take them back when he has gratefully accepted them?
God blesses every gift you give to him, and every gift is given him, because it can be given only to yourself. And what belongs to God must be his own.
Yet you will never realize his gifts are sure, eternal, changeless, limitless, forever giving out, extending love, and adding to your never-ending joy while you forgive, but to attack again.
Withdraw the gifts you give, and you will think that what is given you has been withdrawn. But learn to let forgiveness take away the sins you think you see outside yourself, and you can never think the gifts of God are lent but for a little while, before he snatches them away again in death.
For death will have no meaning for you then.
And with the end of this belief is fear forever over. Thank yourself for this, for he is grateful only unto God, and he gives thanks for you unto himself.
To everyone who lives will Christ yet come, for everyone must live and move in him. His being in his Father is secure, because their will is one. Their gratitude to all they have created has no end, for gratitude remains a part of love.
Thanks be to you, the Holy Son of God, for as you were created, you contain all things within yourself, and you are still as God created you.
Nor can you dim the light of your perfection. In your heart, the heart of God is laid. He holds you dear, because you are himself. All gratitude belongs to you because of what you are.
Give thanks as you receive it. Be you free of all ingratitude to anyone who makes yourself complete, and from this self is no one left outside. Give thanks for all the countless channels which extend this self.
All that you do is given unto him. All that you think can only be his thoughts, sharing with him the holy thoughts of God. Earn now the gratitude you have denied yourself when you forgot the function God has given you.
But never think that he has ever ceased to offer thanks to you.
That's a lot to take in.
But the core message, this idea that giving isn't diminishing, it's actually revealing what you possess. That's such a reversal.
Exactly. The world tells us giving costs something. This lesson says, no, true giving actually strengthens you because you're aligning with your abundant nature.
And it completely disarms that need for external validation, doesn't it? That constant seeking of thank yous.
It does. It says your gratitude is sufficient. God, or yourself, receives the gift because, in truth, you're giving it to yourself. That's the real transaction.
This connects directly to what the lesson says about suffering arising from the illusion of sacrifice.
If you believe giving means loss, you'll experience pain. But when you let go of that belief, that's when things like pain, even the idea of death, start to lose their grip. You see their unreality.
And ultimately, the lesson concludes that all gratitude belongs to you, not because you did something amazing, but simply because of who you are.
Your true nature, holy, complete, eternal, eternally blessed. That's the foundation.
That part about confusing God and guilt really struck me too. You know, recalling maybe past ideas that feeling guilty was somehow necessary, like a price for freedom.
Oh, absolutely. It's a common trap. Believing guilt proves you need saving.
But the lesson makes it so clear. Guilt and salvation are totally separate. Holding on to guilt is the mental prison.
Right. And freedom only comes when you see salvation and freedom is joined together. They aren't earned through guilt.
And this idea of denying our strength, making weakness seem like salvation, that's such an upside-down way of thinking, but it feels familiar.
It really does. Embracing weakness, thinking that's humility or the path. But the lesson says that's actually keeping us bound. True freedom comes from reclaiming our inherent strength.
Which ties right back into giving. If our gifts are always received, like the lesson says, even if the person doesn't say thank you or seem to notice,
Then the real thank you happens inside us. Our own gratitude for being able to extend love, to forgive. It's like planting a seed. You don't always see the sprout immediately.
that really frees you from needing that external pat on the back. I've actually started trying a small practice with this. After helping someone or forgiving, just taking a moment inside and saying, thank you, me, for being able to do that.
That changes the whole energy of it, doesn't it? It shifts the focus entirely inward.
It does, and it connects to the lesson's point that gratitude isn't just something we do, it's part of who we are.
Yes. All gratitude belongs to us because it's fundamental to our nature as God created us. So when you thank yourself for giving, you're actually reconnecting with that authentic self. Love in action.
It's like remembering your own light, even when things feel dark or confusing.
Which makes it so much easier to let go of resentment or the feeling that you need something back. Our purpose isn't scorekeeping, it's just being love, giving, forgiving, because that is our essence.
Holding on to grudges or expecting returns, it really does just trap us, like carrying that heavy stone you mentioned earlier, thinking it protects you, but it just weighs you down.
Choosing to give freely and feeling gratitude for the giving itself, that's dropping the stone. That's the lightness, the freedom.
So this isn't about never feeling resentment again, right? It's more about noticing it when it comes up.
Exactly. Noticing the guilt, the bitterness, and gently redirecting back to gratitude, back to freedom. It's practice. Like learning anything new, there are wobbles.
You get back up and keep going.
And remember that part about even if the gift isn't acknowledged, a part of the other person's mind does receive it.
Yeah, that was comforting. Like ripples in a pond. Your kindness doesn't just vanish.
It reinforces that giving isn't about performance. It's about participating in something bigger, where every loving act contributes, seen or unseen. That's how we step into who we truly are.
So bringing it all together, our function is to give, forgive, extend love. Forgetting that denies us gratitude.
Remembering makes it easier to live from that place. So if you feel that urge to take back a gift or hold on to resentment, pause.
Remind yourself, my only role is to give and forgive. That is all.
And that's incredibly freeing. We don't have to manage outcomes. Just choose love again and again. Each choice brings us closer to peace.
And actually, we have a question from a listener that just lays this out perfectly. A really practical situation.
Okay, yeah, let's hear it.
All right. The listener writes, I have friends and family who are going through rough times. I don't have much money myself, but I find myself giving them money, whether they ask or not, because I want to help. Sometimes it's a gift. Other times we arrange a payback of some sort, but sometimes I feel overextended and don't feel appreciated enough, especially by family who take me for granted, so I avoid talking to anyone for a while so I can take care of me, but then people get upset. I can't win.
Oh, first, thank you for sharing that feeling. It's so recognizable. So many people experience this.
It's deeply human, that feeling of giving until you're drained, feeling unseen, and then feeling isolated with it all. You are definitely not alone in that.
Absolutely. And what's important is that this lesson doesn't say just ignore those feelings. Actually gives you a new lens to understand them.
Feeling overextended or unseen isn't just your ego acting up. It might be your deeper self signaling that something's out of alignment.
Right. Those feelings are guideposts, not signs you're failing spiritually, but calls for attention.
So withdrawing when you feel taken for granted, that's not necessarily unspiritual.
It might be the most loving thing you can do for yourself and for the other person, not as punishment, but as a return to truth.
A recalibration, not a withdrawal out of spite.
Exactly. Remember, the lesson says, when we give from authentic strength, we receive the gift. If giving leaves you depleted, maybe it wasn't truly rooted in that strength.
Maybe it was mixed with fear, or trying to earn something, or overcompensating.
Stepping back to find your own peace, that's valid. It's deep listening to yourself, honoring your need to stop performing or rescuing.
And that allows your giving to become authentic again, not driven by obligation or expectation.
And yes, some people might not like it. They might react, maybe try to make you feel guilty, call you selfish.
But when your yes isn't a hidden plea for love, and your no isn't a defensive wall, but a loving boundary,
That's when your giving becomes holy again. That's when it truly becomes a gift to yourself, just like the lesson says.
So how do we put this into practice day to day, especially if you relate to our listener's situation?
Okay, let's break it down. Maybe to make this easier to walk through, let's imagine this listener. Let's call him Marcus. We can sort of follow Marcus through lesson 197 step by step using this situation.
That's a great idea, because really, Marcus is all of us in these moments, isn't he? And what lesson 197 does so well is it shifts the focus. It's not just about what to do, give or not give, but about looking inside. What's actually happening in the mind that gives? That's the real key here.
So, if Marcus is feeling stuck in that can't win feeling, where does the Course tell him to start? What's the first move?
The very first step is something the Course calls gentle observation. And the emphasis is really on gentle. This isn't about fixing anything right away or judging the giving or the people involved.
Okay, not fixing, just looking.
Just looking. With a kind of compassionate curiosity, Marcus can simply step back and notice, okay, I've been giving money. Sometimes it feels okay. Other times, well, I feel drained or like I'm being taken for granted, maybe even a bit resentful.
That sounds simple, but maybe harder than it sounds. Because usually when we feel bad, we just want it to stop. We don't want to sit with the feeling of being drained or resentful.
That's true. But this step is about acknowledging what is there, honestly, without layering judgment on top of it. And once he's kind of acknowledged the range of feelings, then he can ask this really crucial question.
Which is?
What's actually being given here? Not just the money, the external thing, but internally. What's the real energetic transaction happening inside his own mind when he gives? Is it clean, pure generosity? Or is there maybe something else mixed in? A hidden hook, an unspoken expectation?
Okay. That definitely goes deeper than just the act itself. So if he's looking at what's really being given internally, does that lead to understanding what he's getting back? What's the return on that inner gift?
Exactly. That's the next logical step. What has this internal giving been earning him? And lesson 197 has this incredibly direct line. It can be, but my gratitude I earn. It means whatever we give energetically, emotionally, at the level of thought, that's what comes back to us. So if Marcus finds that his giving consistently results in him feeling resentment or exhaustion or needing to withdraw, that's not necessarily about the other person. It's a direct signal to Marcus. It's reflecting back to him that something in the quality of his own giving at the thought level was maybe off. Maybe there was an unnoticed expectation, a need for something in return that wasn't being met.
So the feeling isn't proof that they're ungrateful, but more like feedback about his internal state when he gave.
Yeah.
Like a mirror showing him his own mind, not their reaction.
It's a huge shift away from the blame game, isn't it? Away from focusing on the receiver's response.
Definitely. Which I guess leads to the next step.
Right.
If it's not about them, it must be about the pattern inside him.
You got it. Step 3 is identify the pattern, not the people. Our ego mind, that part focused on separation and judgment, it loves to point fingers in these situations. It asks, are they taking advantage? Am I a doormat? Why aren't they more grateful?
Right. The usual suspects.
But the Course turns that spotlight inward. It asks us to look at what internal pattern have I been running here? What belief am I acting out through this giving?
Can you give some examples?
Sure. There are often these underlying, sometimes unconscious beliefs like, if I just give enough, they'll finally appreciate me. Or maybe people only value me for what I can do for them. Or even if I say no or stop giving, they'll be angry, they'll leave me. So I have to keep giving to keep the peace or keep the connection.
Giving to manage their reaction, basically.
Exactly. And whenever Marcus acts from that place, that fear, that need for validation, that belief he has to buy appreciation, even if the action looks generous on the surface, he's actually giving from fear or lack. And what does giving from fear earn you?
More fear, I guess. Or disappointment when they inevitably don't react the way you secretly hope.
Precisely. The internal return matches the internal offering. The resentment he feels isn't caused by them, it's the natural consequence of giving with those hidden strings attached.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So he sees the pattern. He sees he's been giving from fear or pressure. What then? Sounds like there's a chance to do something different.
Yes, a really powerful chance. Step 4 is choose again. And this isn't about a rigid rule like never give again or always give. It's much deeper. It's about changing what he's giving internally, changing the source of the action within his own mind.
How does he do that?
Before the next time he feels that impulse to give or faces a request, he can pause, just create a little space. And in that space, ask himself some different questions like, am I about to give this from a place of peace or from a feeling of pressure, obligation, or fear? And maybe even more pointedly, is this action extending love, or is it an attempt to manage how someone else feels or reacts?
That pause. It's like hitting the brakes on the old automatic pattern.
It is. It breaks the cycle. And in that pause, he can invite a different guide, what the Course calls the Holy Spirit, or just his own deeper wisdom, whatever feels right, to make the choice from that place instead of the old fear-based pattern.
And the Course says something about what happens when you give from that truer place, right?
Yeah.
Something of the giver.
Yes, it says that when giving is aligned with truth, when it flows genuinely without those hidden demands, it restores the giver first. Think about that. True generosity isn't draining, it's actually replenishing for the one who gives.
Oh, that turns the whole feeling drained thing on its head. So the solution isn't necessarily giving less, but
Giving from alignment, which brings us right to the final step. Let the return be inward. Remember, Marcus started with, I can't win. What this whole process reveals is that the real game wasn't about winning or losing based on external outcomes, whether people paid him back or said thank you enough or stopped being upset. That was never where the real prize was.
so the peace he was looking for.
That peace, that feeling of clarity, of feeling enough yourself, it can't actually come from how other people respond. It's generated internally. It arises directly from the quality of what he was giving to himself in his own mind during the act of giving.
So it's not about getting the thank you, it's about the feeling inside him when he gives freely, without those strings. That feeling is the reward.
That feeling is the gratitude earned. When the giving is truly free from pressure, from needing a specific reaction, from trying to buy love or avoid anger, the natural return is gratitude. But it's his gratitude. It wells up from within him. It's that sense of peace, of rightness, of connection.
It can be, but my gratitude I earn. It comes full circle.
Exactly. We are always giving to ourselves in every interaction. When that giving flows from love and truth, the return is peace. That's the only win that truly matters, and it's always available, regardless of what anyone else does or doesn't do.
We don't need the world's applause to know we've honored our function.
So, the invitation for today. When you give, pause. Remember, this is a gift to myself. You're not here to keep score, you're here to awaken. We're really grateful to be on this journey with you all.
Join us tomorrow as we look at Lesson 198.
Until then, here's a thought to hold on to. All my giving is to myself. My gratitude is enough.
See you next time.